What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Recognition and Respect on the west side of the after party. This show would not be possible without my sponsors coming through every week and hooking me up with cash, essentially, to continue this beautiful operation. So shout out to my boy Tony Grands, following his debut EP Headshot, available everywhere hip-hop is sold or streamed. LA's own Tony Grands is back with his second project, Potholes and Palm Trees. It's only 6 songs and comes in a little under 21 minutes. This means he gets right to business without a lot of filler and time wasting. Every rapper should be so astute. Produced entirely by Helsing Beats, a production team from Indonesia, the album has a unique tone and original vibration to it. If you enjoy hip-hop that doesn't sound like it rolled off the factory line 10 minutes ago, give Potholes and Palm Trees a spin or 3. We're also brought to you by Knife Flare Company, a film, music, production, and booking company whose services include work with the film crew, Napalm Monkey Productions and Flying Chimp Studios, live sound and recording by JQ Sound, studio recording and producer Frankie Valentine, Sneaky Entertainment and Consulting handles marketing and promotional needs, as well as throwing shows with other promoters such as Alternative Shows LA, Demise from the Blue Line District, and Deranged, and anybody else who's willing to work. So if y'all want to come out, meet the team every second and fourth Wednesday. Night Flare sponsors the Blue Line District Van Slam Open Mic at the Stardust Club in Downey. So if you're trying to meet the squad, throw shows, or just need to debut your performance, get out front of a stage, try out some new material, comedy, rap, acoustic, whatever, just go out and just get in front of people, man. That's how it all starts. Also brought to you by Awakening Authenticity, which is a blog website run by Sin Arias. She's a vlogger for personal development, influencing, and teaching people how to get back into alignment with the highest versions of themselves. She's currently working on a personal development book to be able to better help others. And for more info, check out her page. She was also a guest, so go back and check out the past episodes on the podcast app or wherever you get podcasts. I'm also brought to you by Dewdrop Delights, the home of the Wake and Bake Bar, a THC-infused breakfast bar with oats, nuts, dried fruit, and chocolate. Great in the morning with coffee or tea. Perfect for on-the-go snack and pick-me-up, and comes in 4 awesome flavors. Day one sponsors Midnight Motives. They're guest on episode 24. Their current album Visions is out on Spotify and iTunes, and they actually have a show coming up on the 25th of May at McGay's Sports Bar in Commerce on Washington and Atlantic. I'll be spinning and rapping. I'll be performing some new tracks with the band, and I have the homegirl Beatrix going to close out the night. It's going to be dope. Come through, drink up, drink specials, full kitchen, full bar, super dope shit. La Clica Podcast, also past guest, is now putting my podcast on Spotify and Samsung, Google Play, and 20 other apps on top of iTunes and SoundCloud and everywhere else where I put it. So we're just getting the message out to more people, and we're actually working on a deal right now to see if they're going to try to help me keep the podcast alive while I leave the after party. So I'll bring you more on that as the time gets closer and we actually lock that all in. Yeah, so that's my sponsors. Super thankful for all of you. Appreciate this journey that y'all helped me to go on and do a year's worth of radio shows at the after party. I won't forget any of your contributions, and if you're sponsors from past shows, I'm actually going to work on a little appreciation package thing for y'all too. So if you ever sponsored the show at one point or another, I'll be giving y'all shout out soon. So thank you, and let's get into my show. Adventure time last week. I went to Milk Crate Mondays after last week's episode, and I actually ran into my guest there, and that's actually where I booked him. He was like, yo, man, I want to do more podcasts. And I was like, yeah, bro, I got an open date. And we were like, we're there. We were kind of wasted and smoked a lot of weed. So, that's kind of how the conversation went. So we'll get to that quick. But first, on Tuesday, I went to Bestie's Vegan Paradise to visit my homegirl's dear mama. Past guest from the episode. Another past guest from the radio show. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied. I was trying to get too quick. They're there every Tuesday doing their pop-up outside of a 100% vegan grocery store, essentially. So I went there. I ate some tacos. I bought some vegan cheese, some vegan yogurt. I got one of those microwavable meals because, I'm on this new path. And it's hard to, find people that cater to this. So when you find that community, it's really dope to just, support, lock them in. So If any of y'all are free tomorrow, drive over to Hollywood, check out Bessie's Vegan Paradise, visit Dear Mama. I might be there getting some food. Haven't decided yet, but that's the plan. And then after that, I went to a Sela Festival meeting, the Sela Arts River Fest, and we started locking down needs, stage needs, equipment needs, lights, camera, action, all that. Got Night Flare involved. I'll be curating DJs. I'm also trying to perform. And there's also other avenues if you want to perform. I could send you a link to a submission form, or if you want to be a vendor, or if you want to just volunteer and be part of this historical event. It's our second year doing it down in the River Channel through Hollandale Park entrance. So if you're interested, reach out. I'll get y'all connected. Thursday, I actually had the day off. And I took like a self-care day. I got a pedicure. I got a massage. I ate some all-you-can-eat vegan Chinese food. And I just kind of like slept early and rested up. Because Friday, we had our monthly hip-hop event, Speakeasy. Hip-hop Sensations Takeover with Lady Bostress. Homegirl did a good job. Curated some dope acts. We had a good turnout. I think after 19 months, we're finally starting to get regulars and brand recognition. And people know that even if they haven't heard about it or if they don't know who's performing, that it's going to be a dope event. I had a lot of folks come in who were like, oh, who's rocking? I don't even know what's going on. I just know this shit cracks. So it's like, I'm glad we're getting to that point. Next month is my birthday month, and I'm putting together a pretty dope lineup, some heavy hitters as far as I'm concerned, people I respect, people that move in the game dope. So if you haven't been to a Speakeasy, make sure to come out next month because it's going to be sick. And if you have been, you already know what we're doing. So keep coming out, keep supporting the space, and let us, elevate this platform. Finally, what did I do? Oh yeah, so Saturday and Sunday, I did Golden Road Brunch, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, super dope. What I like about that is that there's a lot of kids there, and since I'm hired to do EDM and like house music, they're all dancing. Like their parents are super into it, being able to like have a beer and like watch their kid get all into it. I had a father come up to me and tell me like, yo, my daughter just woke up in the morning and said she wanted to go to the place with the DJ, and so we came over here. And so that's dope that like, Sneaky becoming family friendly, getting like, recognition outside of being fucked up at shows and rapping on stage. Now it's like I'm a fucking all-purpose, families, brewery, all ages type shit. So it's just nice to expand my range and just really like get that kind of validation from folks. I've had people who spin in Hollywood go there and be like, yo, you're dope set. Here's my number. So it's just cool, man. If y'all want to come out, I do get 50% off. I am allowed to give that discount out. So come by through brunch. It's already a discounted menu. The drinks are already affordable, but with my 50% off, it's basically a steal. So come through, say what's up, support the space, and keep it cracking. And that's pretty much it. Saturday night, I DJ'd a birthday party, and then Sunday night, I went to the East Los Art Walk and completely forgot to go to the Rose Bowl. And I'll tell you more about the Rose Bowl when I actually go and lock that in. I don't even know why I said that. But my guest, Shako Speel. Say what's up to the people, Shako.
Hello, people.
So I actually met you at the East Los Art Walk, right?
Yeah. We met because I think you booked Ilsamar, yeah, and then she extended the invite, and I came through and rocked a little something.
And I was like, I like this fool, so I'm gonna book him more.
Hey, the feeling was mutual. Huh?
All right. So I'm gonna start off this podcast like I do every other one. Tell us who you are and what do you do, and you could be as literal or metaphorical as possible.
Okay, for sure. I'm Shako Speel. That's short for Shaquille O'Spielberg, and I'm from West Los Angeles, born and raised. I represent for a crew called Black Noise from Pomona, and I mean the reason I'm from West LA repping Pomona is because they were the first people to hear my music and say, hey homie, you need to become a part of something bigger than just sitting around and showing people music, and after I joined Black Noise, I started working with my boy The Thought, and we created a duo called Anthrolyricology. We got an album out, and that's pretty much it. I spit hot fire, hotter than Dylon, homie. Fuck that.
Straight up rapper.
Yes, sir.
And you couldn't find nobody in LA who wanted to put you on, or did the Black Noise just like snatch you up before anybody else got a chance?
I feel like that might have been the case, but the truth is, when I met everybody who was working with Black Noise, they were pretty much trying to do the same thing I was doing. They were just trying to work on making good music, and I feel like the people that I was working with before were focused on something different.
Like what?
More
I mean, without calling anybody out, not to talk shit, just like what's your objective opinion of it, you know?
like flexing and stuff like that, and just
Like more about the lifestyle than about the actual art.
supplementing the culture. Yeah, exactly. And
so they
I don't
wanted to
know.
be SoundCloud rappers, essentially. I
Pretty
think that's what
much.
we call SoundCloud rappers now. You know? Just like chasing clout, trying to be
Yeah.
up, flashing watches they can't afford,
yeah, exactly.
leasing
exactly.
cars and shit, yeah. So actually, I wanted to talk to you about that whole IE LA thing. So do you feel like you're an IE rapper then? Because I feel like the IE, at least like from where I'm standing, my vantage point now, and like the scene and just how hip hop works in like our like local independent, I feel like the IE actually has like some claim to like a movement where they have like
yeah.
a lot of dope rappers coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
They have their own festivals out there. So like, do you feel like you're a part of that wave, or are you like an LA rapper who just happens to like work with those fools?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like everybody's gonna assume that I'm from the IE until I'm on stage yelling West LA and shit and throwing
Right.
up W's and shit.
Right.
But I mean, as the audience gets bigger, they'll get to know who I am, and they'll understand where I'm from and stuff like that. Because I honestly like Pomona and I like kicking it out in the IE, but this is home.
Right.
I can't like I always feel like running back, so I can't really say that I'm.
An IE rapper.
Yeah. I'll go out there for shows and rock that shit all day.
Have you done Blacktronica's event, the Mush, what's it called? Mush Up, Mush Smash, some shit? No?
I
Pomona?
haven't
It's on like
done
the
that.
last Thursday of every month.
I don't think I've done that one.
I'm gonna connect you with a homie, because if you're out there anyway, you might as well be doing all this shit.
You already know.
It's funny though, because one of the things that we first talked about when I wanted to book you for my show, when I booked Anthrolyricology, is that you don't get a lot of LA shows. Isn't that still the case?
I'm actually, the door is opening. I've kind of laid back on shows and focused more on finishing what I got on my plate, because I kind of slacked on that and let the work stack up. And I'm just trying to get back to releasing stuff, you know.
All right, well, let me just take a little segue. I feel super rude. I didn't let you introduce yourself, my guy. You're over here on camera. You're like, who's the guy in the yellow shirt?
What's up, man? I'm DJ Micah. I represent West LA, and I manage Shako Speel. We used to rock shows way before Black Noise. Shout out to Black Noise, by the way.
Hell yeah.
And thank you, Shiki, for having me.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah.
I've been spinning for about 18, 19 years now, man. And just maintaining it with Shako and trying to create a little team here.
All right, cool.
You know?
So are you helping him with this work that he's talking about needing to get back to?
In terms of shows, I'd like to get him into a lot of the vinyl stuff, because I do a lot of Serato DJing as well, and I want him to get on and do like acts and shows, to do like a little bit of sets basically, and however he wants to rock with my beats and my instrumentals.
This is my brother from another mother.
So you also producing for him too, or?
Well, we haven't got that far, but we will.
But you do produce tracks as well.
We talked about that, yeah.
All right, but that's something you also do, like on the side, like if another artist hits you up and
Oh,
want to get some tracks made by you.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, I really want to focus more on Shako now, because I'm kind of building this team, I guess, this bond, rather. But yeah, eventually.
So to you, I mean, is this like your first artist you're managing?
Yeah, first artist.
So
right here.
what is your like? What's your philosophy? Like, what do you feel like your role is as a manager? You know, like what are you supposed to? What are you helping him do that he wasn't doing before you came on board?
I feel like a lot of the shows that we weren't hitting together. I mean, early on we rocked shows together, but we didn't have that communication. Like, yo, let's do a set together, and we kind of branched off. But now he came to me and he asked, like, why don't you manage me? So I feel like if I can get him in more of my gigs, then we can like branch off a little bit more.
I feel like honestly that's the main. He's booking shows where I need to be,
Yeah.
and I feel like he's the record shops and the real like hip hop venues. I've rocked shows where the vibe doesn't really seem like people are there to listen to music. They're more
Right.
just there to like drink or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stop booking shows like that.
I mean, it's it's a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the spots where, as someone who throws shows, a lot of the spots where you throw shows are usually bars.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ways that you're able to continue to throw shows or even make money and to give artists or anything is based on bar numbers.
Yeah.
So like you have to get people in there who are trying to drink.
Oh, no.
And it's just like the balance of like people who actually came to drink and the people who came to drink and enjoy the music. It's
Exactly,
like there's like you don't always get that full spectrum.
Right.
Sometimes you just attract the dude who came in for the $5 IPAs and the fucking Pepe
Pepe
Lopez.
Lopez.
The plug on that.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel you though. Did you feel that way about Speakeasy?
Oh no, but the motherfuckers there showed mad, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of love that I'm trying to get from shows, like people who, even if they're not there to fully be there for the show, everybody put their drinks down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody
Their
was
ears
like,
perked up.
Yeah,
and they were like,
yeah. People were like,
They gave him the time.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's an ambiance that I'm looking for, and I know that I've gotten it from record shops more than any other type of venue. The record shop people, they're really they're hanging on every word.
Because they're there to listen. You go to a record shop, what are you trying to do? Buy a record? You're trying to listen to the record, right? You're gonna hear whatever, dig, find some shit you never heard of. That's what it is, right? So is that the main reason? Like, what made you get to the point where you're like, I need a manager, and then you went to Mike,
this man is ingrained. This man he's definitely ingrained in the culture, and I feel like just attaching myself to an entity like him, it's going to put me in all the right places, because the people that he's rocking sets for want to hear my kind of music.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like I need to find that niche. I need to get in front of the right audience, and I feel like this
You need to get your instrumentals on vinyl.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure,
And that's the thing. We have a show. I booked a show with Milk Crate in June. I'm gonna spin an all vinyl set, and I talked to Furs. Shout out to Furs. We want to get you to do a set as well, and he was happy to have you on board.
I'm with it.
So I think all of us, and we've been to Milk Crate. I think you'd be a great asset to that, because they're all hip hop heads, man.
For the most part, yeah. And all everybody who goes there either hip hop heads, or they go to hip hop shows, or they're just like super appreciative of hip hop culture, even if they're not like in and of themselves a hip hop head. They're like, they know the cuts, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I dropped the 16 for the security guard, and he hit me with a code 16, and I was just like,
you're like, even the security guards rap out here.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your writing process, because obviously, like, I dig your bars. I like what you bring. You know, I like the energy. I like the wordplay and metaphors and all that. So, like, what's your process like? Are you the type of cat that has like a notebook full of raps and you're just looking for beats to set them to, or are you more like, here's a fucking beat pack and you like go through and you're like, oh, I'm vibing with this one, and you write to that?
You know what, dog? I have placed verses onto beats that because when I write those verses, some of the verses that I placed on beats that I now own and feel comfortable with, that I was pretty much just filling notebooks with stuff that I would write to YouTube beats, you know, and like beats that had some fame to them.
Yeah. Other people's instrumentals.
Exactly, and I feel like as time went by, I had people offer me beats, and they were around the same BPMs, around the same type of energy, so I was like, oh, fuck it, let me try this. And then once I tried it, it was like, oh, shit, it works. And I own this beat, so, I feel like it was easier to jump at. But that feels dirty to me. I'm going to be honest with you. It does feel dirty.
It never feels like it quite fits, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it always feels like the verse is, like, clashing with, like,
exactly.
It's never right in that beat's pocket. Like,
because you folded your words around the last beat.
Yeah, and you can make it fit. You can always make it fit, right? If you wrote it right. Yeah. But sometimes, like, when you're spitting it, it just doesn't
settle.
Hit the same way, right?
It doesn't settle. And that's why I feel like the best stuff that I write is when somebody's like, hey, fool, I got a beat, and then they send me the beat, and I hear it, and I'm like, where's the notebook? Like that immediate feeling, like
that energy, just like connection,
exactly. And then it's effortless. Like, I'm done with the first 16, and I don't want to say that I'm one of those rappers that's like, oh, dog, I create gold bars in like 15 minutes. Like where they drop a 16 and a hook in 15 minutes. It does take me a little longer, and I think it's it might be because of confidence. I feel like it's what it is the hesitation to not wanting to write something stupid.
Right.
I study that line
like no
20
filler,
times.
no filler lines.
Exactly. I'm sitting there until that line is right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that could take time. That could take time away from being able to actually move forward.
So how long have you been writing? Like how long have you been taking hip hop seriously as an art form? And were you like a poet pre-hip hop? I feel like a lot of MCs come out of poetry before they realize that like hip hop is like poetry in motion type shit. So like what was your journey like?
It's a trip because I grew up on rock. All right, here we go.
Same.
Here we go. Here we go, dog. Here we go.
I mean, you know I grew up on rock.
Dog. Oh my God, of course. See, you rock that set. Oh man. You know what? You are a talented motherfucker to the fullest, homie. That shit was mind blowing.
Appreciate it. But this is about you.
Oh, no, homie. But what tripped me out is that I showed up to the art walk and saw you behind the tables, and I was like, oh, sneaky spins. I was like, oh, this motherfucker, he spins. And then out of nowhere, he's like, hey, let's go check out the band real quick. And we walk over with the band, and you grab the mic, and then this, yeah. Dog, you rock that shit, homie.
Yeah.
That shit was beautiful, dog. I have not felt that kind of energy from a live performance in a really long time.
Well, if you're not booked on the 25th, come down to McGay's Sports Bar because I'll be doing like a couple of songs with the band, like some newer shit. So.
Let's go, homie.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
It
What's up, dog?
I'm down to rock. If
I ain't
you
doing
can
nothing
the
on
DJ,
the
I'm down.
Hey,
Oh yeah, shoot me your logo.
All right, bet.
I mean, I just got the flyer today, so homie's gonna be pissed if I make changes. But yeah, let's get you on.
Don't want to step on anyone's
Nah,
toes.
it's my show.
Okay,
Can you rock a controller?
Yeah, I can rock controller.
Because they already have it all set up, so I don't take gear. So it's always
bet.
better if you could just like Serato DJ that shit.
That's what's up.
That's what I like about McGay's, man. Not only do they have a legit system, it's managed by a DJ.
Okay.
So he's trying to book cool people, get everybody paid.
Dope.
He brought his own system and he leaves his controller there. So like any
it's like a house-
DJs,
it's a house
yeah,
set,
you
yeah.
just show up,
Yeah.
plug in, no hassle, lights, stage, like the whole shit's there. So like if you're throwing a show,
Yeah.
realistically, unless you wanted to do like a vinyl night, you
Yeah.
could probably do like a whole show there without having to bring any
Anything,
gear, which
Really.
like is fucking super convenient, you know?
Yeah, because pulling that gear out the
Yeah,
pad
the
is
fucking
kinda,
speakers and the lights
Yeah.
and now the
It's-
mixer and the
it's a lot.
tables.
It takes
and now,
a lot of
and now
energy.
it's all done and I'm drunk and I gotta put all this shit away. Like,
Gotta go
Brittany
home,
knows,
back on
minus
this
the
shit.
drunk part. She knows. She knows all about it.
Breaking down and getting back to your stuff is like the hardest part.
Yeah,
of being
and then
a
you gotta
DJ.
go home and
Yeah,
take it
man.
out of the car because someone
Yeah.
might jack you. You know, like, yeah.
Real
so,
shit.
Breaking windows to get some speakers out the whip and shit.
Yeah, seriously, dog. Seriously, it's never happened to me, thank God. But I know friends
Oh,
that have been fucking
homie.
robbed straight up.
Dog, the producers that I've known, like, when motherfuckers are making beautiful music and they say something like, dog, somebody jacked my laptop and my hard drives out
It's
there.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, that shit is like,
It's like losing a notebook.
dude, exact. And
I've lost a
homie,
couple.
I lost one notebook and it's the worst, most traumatizing feeling on the
Yeah.
planet.
That's why,
I'm never
that's why I
doing
put
that
everything in
again.
my phone now. It goes to the cloud. I got it in my email. Like if I lose this shit, I got all my bars still.
all safe.
You know what,
Yeah.
fool? I need to get with that. I used to type all my bars until I noticed how non-hesitant I was to type and delete. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'll type a bar and I'll sit there with it for a little bit and I'll hit delete. You know?
Yeah.
I don't write shit down unless I'm sure. Because there ain't no delete button. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
it's just kind of like, yeah, that's the one.
And
And then you keep going.
I guess for me, it's like all my old notebooks used to just have like scratch it. Like this line is like garbage. And you write in the new one. You're like, hold up. Yeah, okay. And then you're rapping. You're like, no, fuck that word. Like, nah, I need an A right here.
No, I feel that because sometimes you need to fold around the pocket.
Yeah.
And you need to switch the for a.
Or like, this word has too many syllables, so let me use a word that means the same thing, but that's shorter. You know, like shit like that.
Yeah.
So we were talking about rock.
Oh, all right, yeah. So
So we're talking about your journey about becoming a rapper.
I grew up on rock. Growing up, I used to fucking turn Biggie and Tupac up on the radio. But then I don't know what it was. I guess it was the homies that I was chilling with. They ended up listening to a lot of K-Rock and stuff like that. And I picked up on the Blink-182s and the System of a Downs and
you kind of look like Surge a little bit. You got a little Surge thing
with
going
the
on.
hair going on.
You know what? Rage Against the Machine. And it's funny because I get a lot of people to, and I don't consider them one of my influences, but
Right.
a lot of people tell me that I kind of have a flow like his.
Well, that's one of the things that like I always have a hard time when people are like, "Oh, who are your influences?" or "What are your top 5 MCs?" I'm like, Fred Durst, like like
Limp Bizkit.
I'm like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, because like that's like pre me being into hip hop. It's undeniable that these were some of the MCs who I was listening to, like Zach De La Rocha and
There you
fucking
go.
Bradley from Sublime, and like even
yeah.
some Red Hot Chili Peppers, like his cadence, like he's obviously singing, has more of a voice, but like he'd be doing some fast shit. It's almost like he's rapping, So a lot of my earliest influences were that, and then I feel like some of that just carried over into the hip hop. So
I can't lie, dog. Bradley is the reason for my hook game.
yeah,
Like, homie,
Because you harmonize.
dog,
like
man, Bradley, that dude was on another level, and I'm pissed off because the track, my most recent track that I released is called "There They Went" in tribute to Mac Miller. He's on the sample for the hook and shit. But I mean, when I found that instrumental, it was this dude from Russia who dropped the instrumental, and he did it as a tribute to Mac Miller. So he kept the hook the way it was. And as soon as I heard it, I didn't really care if he was going to let me have the beat or not. I just started writing to it. And once I had what I had written to it, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, homie, we need to make a song because I made a real special song." And I think that's the main thing that I tackled on there was what Mac Miller went through but through other people as well, like Jimi Hendrix, Anna Nicole Smith, Howard Hughes, Pimp C, Billy Mays, all these people. I feel like they flew too close to the sun.
Icarus.
Exactly, homie. They love getting high a little too much. Like, y'all love getting high a little too much to where you gave your life to it, and I mean, that's pretty much the message to the song, is just realize what's important. Because in our reality, Mac Miller was where he was because of effort and hard work. And getting high and getting fucked up, that shit don't take effort. That ain't no hard work, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like those are just
Hard work to maintain.
Oh yeah.
But then
for
you're just
sure.
maintaining. You're not
Exactly.
elevating. You're not pushing the game anymore. You're trying to like keep it together. You're not
Exactly.
like doing that next level shit that got
It's
you there in the first
fucking-
place.
As much as I hate to admit it, Pepe Lopez, you are crazy glue. Crazy glue, man. And eventually some water's going to hit that motherfucker and it's going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the inspiration for that song came from. It came from me feeling like I could end up on that list.
Right.
If I stop giving a fuck, if I start feeding into Pepe.
Right. No, and I mean, dude, like, honestly, it's like, it's, to be cliche, it's a slippery slope,
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know how old you are or how if you've had fucking issues with drugs and addiction and shit.
Drinking.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Whoa.
The one.
I've had some situations with other things where it's like, I was like, I'm pretty sure I could have died, like just like the wrong move, wrong turn, fell asleep at the wrong time. Like I almost died, like I talk about it in my songs. Like one of the first times I ever did Xanax, I took like a whole bar after I drank a tall can and smoked a blunt, and I tried to go home and I fell asleep on the freeway, hit a semi truck going 100 plus miles per hour, and like cops didn't believe that I was the driver. They thought the driver bounced because they were like, whoever's driving this car should be dead.
Dead, yeah.
And it was me driving the car. So I know like
That's wild.
it's easy to go down that road and just not realize what you're doing or who you're with, right? Because a lot of it's who you're with, right?
Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
who's the homie who gave me the Xanny bar, knowing I never done Xanax before after I just drank and smoked and like let me go home.
Exactly.
Who's that homie? You know, like who's that guy? We're still cool, but it's like we don't chill no more. You know what I mean? Like I don't hate him, but I'm just like
no, homie
wasn't really looking out for my best interest. Wasn't being a good friend, you know. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these people who you just mentioned had people in their circle who were, you know, like
feed them that bullshit,
or just like, oh, it's not a big deal. You're the champ, you know. You're good. You're on top. You're the man, bro. Like, they'll do a little more. Like, you know, why you tripping? Or the dealers are like whatever, you know. So
that's why opinions are like assholes, even the nice ones, dog.
So like I've had those experiences, and I know like it's tough, man. Especially when like, I mean, imagine when you have nothing, right? And you have excuses for why you're unhappy or why shit's hard.
Right.
And then imagine when you got everything and you don't know why you still feel that way.
Yeah. Oh, there's celebrities that are still out there like that. I mean, they can be on the top, but still, you know, not have it all inside within themselves. You know?
Homie, that's why I say that intention is everything. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing with your life and what you're doing for a living, if you don't have any kind of morality or integrity behind that, then of course any other thing that's what I was trying to tell the homie about alcoholism. I was like, you know, it's funny because the reason I don't have a dad is because of alcoholism. My mom gave my dad the ultimatum. I'm sick of you showing up drunk as fuck and not knowing what to do at home. So you either stop drinking or you get right with your family. And my dad said, peace, bitch. So I feel like, and my dad started drinking habitually when he was 15. So a female that he had kids with is getting away of a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me and my brother. We've been together since 15 years old.
Right.
Like
it's like old friend. Like, this is the homie.
Yeah, I could run to this motherfucker for whatever.
Thick and thin, always been there, never
exactly,
left. Probably the reason why I got you knocked up in the first place.
Precisely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I completely understand where you could get lost in especially when motherfuckers are handing you the drink.
Right.
Like you're like over here like, oh, homie, this is normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I kind of run into that now, like DJing all the time at bars.
People
it's
are serving you.
Yeah, not only that, like they kind of expect you to be a little twisted. They're like, "Oh, you're sober? What's wrong,
Loosen
bro?
up, dog. Loosen up.
Are you okay? You gonna be able to rock tonight?" I'm like, bro, I'm professional, but hand me a beer.
There you go, homie. It all depends on the profession, dog. Because if you think about it, like all these motherfuckers that are making money from home, they get to sip that wine while they're chilling. You know? I mean, and that's the American dream, dog.
Dude,
fuck a pension.
Look,
fuck
bro.
a pension. It's about making money while you nap.
Look, homie. Look. I've gone with my squad to a business meeting, you know, like in the AM. Mm-hmm. And then for lunch, we hit up the strip club and get food and drinks while looking at titties. Yeah. And then go home, close the deal, you know, send out the invoice. Like, yeah, that's definitely the American dream. Titties and money, dog. Titties and money.
They got us fucked up, homie. Because on some real shit, homie, you know, coming from a background where the people who raised us are hard workers, and all they know is how to teach us to work hard.
Yeah.
Like, homie, there's so much the value of your natural desires. It fucks me up that there's something wrong with that.
Well, I mean, I was having a similar conversation about the 48 Laws of Power, which I just recently started reading.
It's a good book, man.
And my homie's like, yo, a lot of this shit doesn't make sense to me. It's like counterintuitive. It's not like, it kind of goes against how we were raised. And I'm like, yeah, because we come from indigenous cultures that had tight-knit community where if you didn't keep it 100, you died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You had to be like...
Tribe will take you out.
Yeah, you had to be honest and hardworking, and everybody did. But, you know, other countries that developed quicker, you know, Europe, the Middle East, where they had land and royalty and courts, it's like a lot of the way those people moved in the world was deception and trickery and flattery and like...
Because it was easy to do so.
Or you had to. Mm-hmm. Because if you didn't, move in those ways, then you weren't gonna survive.
Yeah.
So you just got like these two different types of thinking. It's like, obviously, I don't think it's black and white.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta do it on a case by case basis. But a lot of time, like in the world we live in now, it's like kings and queens, Games of Thrones type shit. You know, deception, misdirection, flattery. Like you know, trying to like make sure you're close enough to power so you have it, but not too close that you get burned by it. You know, like, and so, and it just because like our parents and their parents didn't live in that world. They lived in like this community where everybody was family, and you kind of everybody was in everybody else's business, and everybody knew how everybody else moved. And if you did some shady, you got shunned.
You rape, you getting stoned by the whole community.
Yeah, so now it's now we're just in a different. We live in a different world now where you got like you got to move differently. You know.
Yeah.
You can't even trust your family sometimes.
Dog, running back, this right here reminds me of, I need to explain my intention because I feel like my intention could be misread when it comes to making music and shit.
Go for it.
So we were talking about rock. All right. So I came from a rock background where Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down was pumping all this fuck the system into my head. And it was making me really angry with my natural environment. You know what I'm saying? My cousins that were going to college, my uncles and aunts that owned, you know, construction businesses, and they were completely fine with what they were doing, but I don't know. I feel like I was. You mentioned black and white just now, dog, and I think black and white is important in order to find balance, but the see-through, homie, the shit you can't see. You know, I feel like that's the shit that counts. That's the shit that you need to catch on to when there's a difference between staring at the sun and looking at the sun through glass. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the environment that we were amped up for was more of a see-through environment. Once you have that see-through ability, homie, it's kind of hard to black and white it.
I'm sorry, like you lost me. You're gonna have to elaborate because I feel like I know what you're trying to say, but I'm not there with you right now. So what is this see-through environment? What's your natural environment? What was your beef with the construction companies and higher education? Like what
natural energy, homie. The fact that we came from a people that felt that they needed to serve a purpose as opposed to, homie, my mom's the type of person to say, get a real job to a musician. But what's the first thing she does when she gets into the kitchen?
Listen to music.
She turns that radio the fuck up. So why are you telling people who have a real job to get a real job? Why are you telling, when in all reality you appreciate their efforts, but the only reason you appreciate their efforts is because it's being shoved in your face?
Well, I'm guessing you're Latino, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean,
por vida.
You gotta understand, bro. Like,
no se puede esconder.
This is not a real. It's not a real job to people.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, this is how I pay my bills. It's not even a real job to me. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like most. And I guess that's it. It's just like they cared about you so much, you know, that she's like, okay, what are the odds? You know, this is pre-internet, right? Or like early stages of the internet. Like, how many people make hit songs and end up on the radio?
Well, in this day and age,
are you one of those people? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna have that? So like, yeah, get a real job just in case. And that's the thing. Like, we're all raised on like, yo, like you better have that safety net. You know, you better make sure that you can pay your bills and that you can raise a family and you can buy a house because these are all the checks you gotta get. But like being happy and fucking creating beauty and it's not, those are things that are not valued, you know.
There's a reason why when my mom put me into karate and I was like, I want to paint, she was like, no, you need karate. She's like, you need discipline. Nah, there's no paint. What the fuck is this paint shit? Like, and that's why you see what I do, homie? I write on people's shit now.
Yeah. We're gonna let you catch a spot on the wall.
Dog, homie, that is one of my... But when my mom looked at me at 13 years old, that was 2 years after starting writing shit.
Yeah.
My mom said, this is a phase.
But do you show her your sketches now? Because
No. I started showing my mom my sketches when I was a little kid, and then when she was just kind of like, ¿Y cómo le vas a sacar provecho, güey? I was just like,
I'm gonna hit up Sneaky.
yeah. Like,
He's got the network.
oh, man, motherfucker. Like, I'm supposed to really draw something that made me feel good, and I'm supposed to think about how I'm gonna dirty it up with money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, dog. Cash rules everything around me, you know. Like at some point, like it's got to happen. You got to sell those records. You got to sell that merch. So,
but I want it to be
pure.
This is all right, dog. I need a good analogy, homie. Because what's a company that started off right, but then now we know them as garbage?
Apple.
Facebook.
Circuit City. If you want to take it back.
Oh!
Blockbuster.
Boom. I'm trying to Best Buy it, not Circuit City, this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Homie? Hey, homie, that's what I'm saying. Like, the quality that goes into noticing something deeper than the see-through. You know what I'm saying? That see-through is...
So the see-through is kind of what everybody does? What you're trained to do?
The see-through is what everybody's making you fucking worry about, homie. The see-through is the, hey, homie, you ain't doing shit with your life. Hurry the fuck up, and go apply somewhere.
That's the see-through.
That's the see-through. Because if
once you see through it, then I'm lost on that. I don't understand see-through. Let's not get caught up on it.
No.
So
you can pick black or white.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You can pick which side you pull towards harder. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's either black or white. But in all reality, homie, once you move past
I like to look at it as like, you know, the yin yang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
balance.
There's a line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to zoom in super deep, there's like an infinite amount of shades of gray.
Okay.
Where white,
in between that white and
white
black,
turns to black, there's like an infinite amount of gray where you're just like, to me, that's where real life happens.
No,
like,
and
from afar you could be like, oh, these people are bad, those people are good, this company's bad, this company's good.
But that's
this
what
type of fuel is bad, this type of fuel is good. But in all reality is like, you go deep enough in this shit, you know, you got fucking solar panels and wind farms killing birds at an unbelievable rate, you know. So for all you environmentalists, we're killing wildlife with these fucking renewable. It's just, and that's probably like a stupid example, but that's just kind of like
the gray area, homie, is where you fall. That's your formula, homie. I can't look at you and say, "Oh, fool, you got AIDS. I got the cure for cancer." You know what I'm saying, homie? Like, we all come from a different place. We all come from. Fuck the fact that a race can create one form of mentality, homie. The household creates that mentality. Your parents, the people that you grew up around, your brothers and sisters, those people, they're the ones that created you for the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like that gray area, that beautiful gray area, because I feel completely where you're talking about, but I still do think that it's either black or white. You do fall along a gray area, but
you're gonna have to choose to go towards one or the other.
One side or the other.
You might never be one or the other.
Exactly.
But you gotta make a conscious choice.
The more you notice the see-through, the more comfortable you are with the see-through, the closer you can get to the see-through.
So what's your intention about music and to show the see-through or to look through it to get past
I'm see-through all day, dog. I feel like my music is all fuck you. It's all suck my dick, motherfuckers. You know, and
without those words though. For the kids.
Exactly. That
the mentality.
That mentality, I feel like I'm dropping it on a bigger plate. I'm dropping it in a bigger pot. Like, those words are so simple, and you could hear those words every fucking day. But the truth is, there's a reason those words... No human being is born thinking that kind of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like my intention when it comes to this shit, I'm a cold splash of water, homie. I'm a slap to the face. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to show people the positive side to life. I'm not trying to show people what it could be. I'm trying to show people what the fuck it is and what you should change. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, I firmly grasp onto the philosophy that you could teach a human being more about themselves by asking questions than by pointing a finger at them.
Of course.
So I feel that's where I'm coming at it from.
I mean, that's how these conversations work out, right?
Exactly.
I didn't know where this interview was going to go or what we were going to talk about or how we were going to, you just, the more you say, the more I'm thinking like, oh, how do I feel about that? Where do I fall on that? It's like bouncing off. It's like dynamic,
It's gray. It's the beautiful gray area.
It's gray as fuck, yeah. It's gray as fuck. Well, it's just hard because, like, some people just want to make these blanket generalizations about shit, and I get it. Like, in order to have conversations, you got to generalize, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But at the end of the day, you handle everything on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
And when you zoom in, nothing
It's a
really falls
microcosm.
on
Yeah,
black.
yeah.
Like, it's like some people do shady shit that had the best intentions and vice versa, Like, and it's always impact over intent, but like that intent is what makes it gray.
Yeah.
The impact is the black or white, but the intent is what makes it gray,
I like that.
Oh my God,
All right,
motherfucker.
we got 10 minutes. You still haven't told me how long you've been rapping for.
Okay, so I started in 2011, and the way it started was I used to love to draw. I've been a graph writer, and I'm sorry to all the other graph writers that feel that I'm giving something up, but I write on people's shit, and y'all motherfuckers could come get me if you want. But I'm letting y'all know that I started this shit off as a graph writer, not knowing that graffiti was a part of hip-hop culture. So I was running around writing on people's shit for the whole first half of my life. And then out of nowhere, I met a couple rappers, and these motherfuckers, but they were on some Jay-Z, get the dirt off your shoulders type of swaggy, pretty type of music. And
They were see-through.
thank you, homie.
Going back to that.
Oh my God. All right, yeah. All right, homie. So the first motherfucker that sat down with me and said, hey, homie, you need to write a fucking song was the homie Pete, because I kept bringing him instrumentals. And I told him, I want to be a producer, dog. I want to be a producer eventually. And he told me, he was like, hey, homie, this instrumental's beautiful. I'm about to sit down with this shit for like 2 hours. I'm going to shoot you a notebook and a pen. You could do whatever the fuck you want with that. If you want, drop a piece, draw a character, do whatever the fuck you want. You can
So
write
you
a
were
verse.
making instrumentals?
No. I was finding. That's all I was doing. I was pretty much a DJ without equipment.
So you wanted to be a producer, but you were finding other people's beats.
Exact. And showing them to the rap homies who were rapping.
Who you were not producing for.
Who was exactly. Well, I was 14. I didn't have, I was a little kid. I didn't have nothing.
So what year was this?
That year was 2008. I didn't start writing. Yeah, I was 18. The first shit I wrote. But I knew these homies when I was 14. They were making their music when I was going through high school and shit, and I was just showing them beats all through high school. And then when I was 18 is when I made the decision to want to become a producer, but I never really stepped forward to do that. Yeah, exactly. And I showed the homie a beat one day, and he was like, hey, I'm going to sit down with this, so I'm going to shoot you a notebook. You do whatever the fuck you want. And I wrote my first 16, which was about graffiti art. And after I spit it for him, he was just like, I'm going to run that back. And he ran it back a few times, and then he looked at me, and he was like, You're a rapper, homie. He was like, you're spitting, dog. He was like, don't let this go. And I didn't write another bar until 2011. So that was 2008 to 2011.
3 years.
3 years without writing shit. Because I was like, ha, cool, bro.
Let me go find you some more business.
Yeah. I was like, nah, there's mad rappers out here. I can't do shit, And
well, you're in West LA, right?
Homie, I think that's where the black and white, the see-through comes from, homie, where I'm talking about it. Like, we all have a beautiful value. Don't let that see-through create the black and white, Like, see through the motherfucker.
Right.
It's a beautiful, broad spectrum.
Right.
It's a gorgeous spectrum, but if you ain't got a construction company, if you ain't doing something, if you ain't doing this, then that little music you making ain't shit.
You're not successful.
Right.
Exactly.
Quote unquote successful.
Homie, and I think that's, if I had started writing when I was 18, I feel like I'd be on another level right now. But I didn't believe in myself enough to start until 2011. And then you were talking about taking it seriously. I didn't start really taking it seriously as like the potential career that I feel I have now until 2016.
So like 3 years ago.
Exactly.
And now you're trying to like push.
Really-
You're working on a record right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to book shows at record shops where people actually listen to your
Exactly.
bars. You're on this podcast. I'm gonna get you on VIP and La Clica.
Hey,
And anything else you have coming up? Shows.
Oh, you know what, dog? On the 17th, we're opening for AFRO.
Okay.
You know that motherfucker be spitting
That's
some
what
cold
bars?
flames, dog.
The 17th of what?
Of May.
May 17th, Friday.
And I'm not
This
exactly
Friday.
sure on the location, but wherever the fuck AFRO is performing on the 17th, we opening for that motherfucker.
Well, when you find out, shoot it to me and I'll put it on my IG.
Copy that,
and I'll
copy
put it
that.
in the notes of the show.
Copy that. Let's do it.
Get it out. How much time we got left? 5 minutes. All right. Great having a conversation with you. I'm gonna do my little outro and then we're gonna come back to talk about your song that we're gonna go out
Handle
with.
business, brother.
Good shit, brother. Thank y'all for coming out, man.
Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Awesome conversation with Shako. Tomorrow night, Novocaine Bar, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. I'm actually going to be doing a emo night event where I'm playing nothing but classic rock, 90s alternative, and 2000s emo screamo shit. So if you have nothing to do tomorrow, come out and be a sad girl crying right there. Just, singing Coldplay and The Used and
Let's
shit.
get it,
Come
homie.
through, dog. And it's funny because last time I did it, my homie like came to see me, and then he came on the show after, and I was like, yeah, I'm out there crying. He's like, bro, when I walked in, you were like legit crying, bro. Like, it's not a lie.
That
Like,
ain't no fucking game.
you gotta cry. Hey,
The
dog,
emotions came through.
trying to get rid of past traumas, you know? Gotta cry it out sometimes. Go back to that little kid who used to like take showers in the dark and listen to fucking
Boom,
audio
man.
play, bro. You a rocker, emo night, Novocaine Bar, and then Saturday and Sunday I do brunch at Golden Road, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And Saturday night I'll be at Indy DJing. I'm trying to get some vendors. Super last minute, been super busy, haven't really planned it out. But sorry, Connor, it's gonna go down. And then yeah, brunch on Sunday.
I want that, dog.
And I'm
I
gonna-
want that.
Hey, come out. It's on your side of town, kind of.
Hell
Glendale,
yeah.
Atwater area, yeah.
Exactly.
it's not
Hey,
too
what's
far
up,
from
dog? What's up?
Yeah, San Fernando Road.
Hey, we doing it.
And then Sunday night, I'm recording a guest podcast on La Clica. So we'll talk more about that when I get back on Monday. What's this song called and what's it about?
This song is called "There They Went." And
Oh, the one you were talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The reason I called it "There They Went" is because the sample that they use for the hook is off of a Mac Miller song called "Here We Go." So,
Deep.
you feel me?
And there they went.
Yes, sir.
It's how much time we got left? 2 minutes. I feel like it's a bummer when people like that die, huh?
Oh,
like I didn't
dog.
even know the cat. I wasn't a huge fan. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
had
came
heard
from the same place.
I had
so-
heard a couple songs here and there. I knew he
Yeah.
was dope, but I wasn't like,
Really into his music.
yeah.
but
And then like
nobody was expecting him to die.
homie died, and I'm just like, yo, like now it feels whack for me to even go back and listen to it because I feel
Yeah.
like a poser, or like everything. I'm gonna hear everything is gonna be kind of tainted with this sadness of like knowing. Like every time he talks about death, I'm gonna be like, oh, this fool knew. You know, it's like some
Right.
weird prophecy
Oh,
shit.
his last album was called Self Care.
Yeah, no, that was like the song that got me
That's
into
it.
him too. My homie, one of my producers was like, "Yo, you fuck with Mac Miller?" I'm like, "Nah, not really." Then I check out this song, and I was like, "Whoa."
Dog,
Oh.
we definitely came from the same angle when it comes to Mac Miller because I was never a fan of his music like
Dude,
that. but
even
the stuff
Nippsey
I heard-
Hussle, man. Like I had a chance to catch him on campus when I worked at UC San Diego, or I was actually going to school there.
Yeah.
I would have been able to get in VIP, and in my head, I was like, "I'll catch him later in LA." You know, fucking real shit. Just never happened, bro. It's just like a bummer. Like
It is,
and
dog.
like he's another one. Like Crenshaw was a big deal for me when it came out, but everything before then, after then, I wasn't really super into Nipsey Hussle, but I knew
Yeah.
about his life, like his work, what he was doing in the hood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I knew him more. And damn, that shit was unreal. Still
Oh, yeah,
kind of not
yeah.
real.
I think that grind kind of overpowered a lot of what he was doing for that span of 10 years and just doing a lot of mixtapes and then selling it for like $1,000, gain that recognition.
Right, that's the one that like got me on him. But then I kind of like wasn't really following his mainstream stuff. I was more following like his community work
Community work, yeah.
anti-gentrification, all that. So it's
and
like,
you seem like that. So you seem like you're trying. You're looking for something bigger, dog?
I mean, I'm definitely trying to buy the plaza on the corner of Hope and
there
State.
you go, homie. There
I want to
go.
turn Pop's Burgers into like a vegan-friendly, fucking like community health spot. There's the juice spot's already there, so I can just get them more on board with like fresh produce farmers. I got plans, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
homie,
Trying to buy
that's-
some apartment buildings and put some artists up and some rent control shit so they
Dope.
could use the studio like the rent will include access to all the shit. Yeah.
Oh,
dog.
all right. See, that's what. Don't let them know, motherfucker.
I don't
Come
give a
on,
fuck.
dog.
Yo, here's the blueprint. Go and do it so I don't have to, dog. Shit.
Boom, motherfucker.
Honestly, I feel like now that Nip's gone, it's like we even have more. It's more on us
Yeah.
to do shit.
Straight up.
Who else gonna do it?
Yeah.
All the icons are going out.
Mm-hmm.
Flying too close to the sun, bro. Icarus-ing it up.
Icarus, dog.
All right, there they went.
There they went, brother.
Is it out already?
It's out already. SoundCloud. It's actually it's a SoundCloud exclusive.
Okay.
So
Because of the sample, huh?
yeah, I'm not trying to risk nothing.
No lawsuit.
Most of my tapes are SoundCloud exclusives. Because I can't.
It's produced by Funky Waves, which is he's from Russia.
Okay.
And that dude is, man.
Cool. Hey, well, it's been fun. Catch me at the Novocaine tomorrow. Follow me, Sneaky ENT. Instagram handles.
Oh, there you go. Go first, bro.
ShakoSpeel.
Shako Speel.
That's short for Shaquille O'spielberg, motherfuckers.
Hey, I got a simple one. DJ_Miker. That's it.
Miker, how you spell Miker?
Miker.
Okay. And I'm Sneaky ENT. That's SHNEAKYENT. You've been tuning into Recognition and Respect on the west side of the after party. And I'll see y'all next week on Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Hey.
Love y'all. Brittany, take us out.
Yeah.
Play it safe, y'all.
Gucci wrote the greatest, admitted I'm the greatest, and I don't hold a grudge against anybody who hated. Gucci wrote the greatest, admitted I'm the greatest, and I don't hold a grudge against anybody.
I'm the one that told Jimmy, Billy Hoffman, and Miss Winehouse to climb out. Pick your poison and let me find out. Michael Jack, Brittany Murphy, and Nicole gave up they soul, kept that guilty pleasure out of control. Made OD, BOD on that coke good leaf. So keep your nose clean or end up with a no from me. How you do is not correlated to power moves. Don't believe me, you could direct your questions at how it used. Or Pimp C, codeine till he empty. Permanent promethazine, dreaming, hit the big sleep. Billy Mays no longer rich, but he famous. He left some powder on the table along with everything he came with. I got to tell a sad story, put the flash on me. Tired of living fast, had to crash, that's too bad for me. Don't let the weight of the world destroy your shoulders. In case you need examples, consult with Mr. Morrison. This life is beautiful enough to live it sober. I guess some of us ain't satisfied until the wait is over. Heath Ledger could not defeat the pressure like Joplin, Pollock, and Presley falling out to feel better. D.D. Ramone, Lil Peep, and Mac Million left legacies behind, but never will they live again. Too soon is what they yelling at the funeral of anybody sucking on a never-ending Tootsie Roll. Come on, Prince, why you turn that love deadly? Now you get the chance to play all day with Tom Petty. Keep your mind ready, or crumble underweight. Mentally healthy, if not for God, then for goodness sake. Miss Houston couldn't stay alive despite her talent. A right turner stuffing his nose while eating salad. Lord knows it's hard for the greats to find balance. Hope you find yours before you meet with Jesus Christ Allen.